What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chaos, and the table has been summoned, ladies and gentlemen. We have an esteemed panel today, and we are going to be talking about the worst matches that we've ever witnessed in person or on TV. We're also going to be talking about which wrestlers would of today would benefit from licensed music. We'll dive into that shortly, and of course, we're going to wrap it up with a game of Guess the Wrestler. And without further ado, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And let's take it to the table. All right. So like I said, we have an esteemed panel with us today, and of course, the people that I brought to the table is none other than Anthony.
Hey, how you doing? Just finished filming the daily. I know I'm a last minute kind of replacement for this, but I am very much looking forward to it. I always enjoy coming to the table, and I promise this time I won't set the table on fire, especially because we're not covering CM Punk.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I don't know what that free. I was like, "Am I the only one here? What happened?"
I didn't know. I thought I was on mute on that.
I realize whenever I'm on this show, we had all types of technical difficulties and everything. It's just when I'm here.
I mean, you got the three image like Kang the Conqueror. I don't know what's going on in this show today.
It's all over the place. It's all over the place. But yeah, no, we're happy to have you here, Anthony. Welcome back to the table. Please don't set the table on fire. We are low on budget right now. That's all I can say right now. And of course, last but not least, of course, Drizzy, how you doing today, sir?
Good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in, Drizzy, aka Plug Funny, the wrestling plug. I got what you need. I got what you need.
All right, I was about to say. I was wondering, you're gonna break into an R&B song like "I got what you need."
I don't have bars, but I got that. I got that rent right there. That's it.
Fair news. Well, welcome guys. Welcome back to the table. And like I said, we have a jam-packed episode. We're gonna be obviously first diving into actually, I just wanted to obviously pick you guys' brains. Of course, we have been long-time wrestling fans. Obviously, I started back in 2004, 5. Obviously, you guys have experienced ECW, WCW. So we I think it's safe to say that we have we've seen all corners of the wrestling world.
Thanks for calling me old.
I just want to assure everyone that we know we're not just fresh off the block. And we know we have a wealthy amount of wrestling history, and we've seen
we have decades. We have decades, is what you're saying.
So many wrestling just catastrophes.
Well, yeah, like I said, I'm sure we've seen a fair share of great matches, a fair share of good matches, and obviously our fair share of not so good and straight down pits of from all different companies. Not just not going to call anyone out, but yeah, I just wanted to obviously get you guys' thoughts on what is your personal. Obviously, we've seen online, and everyone knows the one of the absolute worst that they've seen in person or on TV or on pay-per-views and all that. But I wanted to get your guys, because I care about your opinions and everything. So I wanted to get your guys' personal worst matches that you've seen, either in person, or on TV, whether it be on Raw, a PLE, whatever, pay-per-view, anything. So. Let's start with you, Anthony. What is your ultimate worst match you've seen?
Okay, I mean there are a number that you can go with. I mean, any Pujambi match is a possibility. The Kennel from Hell is always an all-time favorite. You know, when you have a ring surrounded by attack dogs that are pissing and shitting instead of actually doing what they were supposed to be doing. But for me personally, the worst one of for me that I could think of on the top of my head is the Hell in a Cell. The Fiend against Seth Rollins.
That was going to be my pick.
I mean, the logic of changing the cell to red, which was stupid enough to begin with, and then someone went, you know what this needs? More red. Put on a red light. And then you made the Fiend invincible, and the match ends in disqualification. It's a Hell in a Cell. There are no rules. The only rule is pinfall or submission.
I have a mixed feeling about that though. Okay, I
All right.
understand that this is not real. Like I'm gonna
I
break the fourth wall. Wrestling is not real, but at some point, you don't want to kill the man.
Yeah.
Granted, we have watched murder happen in a Hell in a Cell, but
No. Technically, that was post match. The hanging was post match. I was there live for that. Technically, it was
I'm sure that didn't scar you for life, Anthony.
No, I'm sure that didn't do any damage at all.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean that's one of my favorite videos I actually recorded the day after watching that with my friend Rides, and yeah, we pretty much went on an hour rant on that match alone. And yeah, my friend even quoted, he said that a match that was built for chaos got stopped for being too chaotic. Make that make sense. It was absolute pits. I agree.
I would love to know, like, as bad as it was on TV, it had to be worse in the arena. Like, it
They were
had to
calling
be.
it AEW.
You
I
didn't
feel
see
like-
nothing.
and I feel
Like,
like
what
it
did you see?
like just visual on TV. Yeah, it looks great. Visually, it looks great. But
Even that's a
in
stretch.
person,
Yes.
it's a black. If the lights are out and a red light on a red cage, I'm like, it's like watching old Kane matches.
Dude,
You're
no,
not
that
seeing
for me
anything.
that was like as if he was wearing the Virtual Boy. Remember
Yep.
that thing? It was like
Virtual
watching wearing that.
All right, now we're really showing age, Virtual Boy,
I'm
because
You're gonna have people like googling what the hell is Virtual Boy.
somebody's buying one for $85 on eBay right now.
One of the
Oh.
worst consoles ever made, and absolutely almost kills everyone's brain cells and eyesight. So yeah,
I wonder if the guy that designed that was working for WWE when they went, we need more red,
very much
because that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, it's absurd. And the thing about it is that obviously we're not the only ones that thought it sucked. Obviously, Seth Rollins has gone on document to say that he infamously went to the back, stared at Vince.
Like, you did this.
You did this. If he could, he would probably remember that meme of that guy jumping over to attack the judge.
Yes.
I think that's what Seth would have want to do at Vince.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you think about like other things, like anything Russo-rific would qualify. Judy Bagwell on a forklift, the gold miners, on a pole thing. I mean, anything on a pole is pretty much a shitty match. I think that goes without saying. I mean, what wasn't, and I may be brutalizing this. What didn't they do a Britt Baker thing with some tooth or something? She was in a dentist's office.
With Big Swole.
Yeah.
That was okay. So that issue was I praise AEW for this. When it's pandemic, you have a worker with a broken leg, and your the women's division virtually doesn't exist. They were able to make lemons out of lemonade. I'll defend that one. I do love that feud.
Okay.
They did what they could with somebody with a broken leg.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I don't remember. Well, that pay-per-view was a bit, but was that the same one that Sammy Guevara nearly killed Matt Hardy?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
I remember that.
Horrible.
Yeah, that was horrible. Fair enough. Okay, so your one is The Fiend versus Seth Rollins. Totally understandable. What about you, Drizzy? What's your worst match that you've personally seen?
That I've personally seen because I'm old as shit, and because it was a sequel. Probably one of the greatest Mania matches of all time, featuring two of the greatest wrestlers of all time, put on one of the worst matches of all time.
Ooh.
And I'm talking about Halloween Havoc 98, Hogan versus Warrior 2.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice one. That's a good call.
It's a disgusting match. There's
the flaming paper.
I am setting.
The flash paper. Yeah.
With Flash, there was no. He couldn't get it. He couldn't get it.
Hogan almost burned off his own eyebrows.
Like, yeah. It was one of those matches, just like on paper. If you're looking at that paper, you're like, "Oh my god, that's the main event." You're buying tickets. I bet everybody leaving the arena that night asked for their money back because what the hell?
In all fairness, that
so
was not the main event. The main event was DDP and Goldberg. And that was famous because the show
It
ran
didn't go
long,
on.
and no one saw the pay-per-view because the pay-per-view provider cut the feed at the
That
beginning
shit.
of the match.
Because they watched because they
Wow.
watched the Hogan Warrior match. Like, we're not going any further with this.
No, they
We
just
can't
didn't
do it.
time the show, and then like the next night they had to show that main event on
I'm free.
Nitro for free,
Wow.
Yep.
and they also had to offer the people that bought the pay-per-view the replay the next night for free, like because it was a potential lawsuit because
See,
they paid for it.
and these are the things that I wish I would have knew then because I was watching it illegal as a child. So I was like, damn, we could have got we could have got a free pay per view out of this whole thing.
One of those ship boxes. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, see, that's the thing. Like, the younger audience will have no idea what the hell we're talking about as
Oh
far
yeah.
as the replay. Like, you had to pay $30. You got to watch it one time when it aired live, or you could buy the replay like the Tuesday after.
The next day, yeah.
Yeah, it was like the Tuesday because they didn't do it Monday because they didn't want it to conflict with Raw or Nitro. So like it
Oh.
was the
It was
Tuesday
different
night.
in the UK.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
but
it was different. It was different in the UK. Like as soon as you buy it, you can like watch the replays as much as you want. Like
Because
for a
you guys
week.
were
For
way
a
ahead
week.
of the curve. You guys are
Yeah.
smart.
you were pre-network.
Yeah. Flip it. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, so Seth Rollins and Fiend, Hogan
Hogan
and
Warrior
Warrior
2.
2. I don't. Who won that match? All I remember was everyone just talks about that infamous scene.
Hogan had to get his win back.
Hogan
Oh.
technically won, but didn't we all lose? Really? Did
Literally,
anybody ever really win against Hogan?
literally, Hogan got him brought. The rumor has always been Hogan brought Warrior in to get his win back. That's always been the rumor. He's denied it, but like he only did one match.
Yeah.
Warrior only did one match during that WCW run.
Technically only one match. The rest of I think there was a Nitro where it was supposed to be a match, but there was too much
Oh wait,
smoke to
that's right.
see anything.
Did he
They,
tag with did he tag with Sting?
yeah,
Didn't they do that? The Blade Runners thing.
they tried to tag.
This is how bad. This is how bad that Warrior run was. When he showed up at one point, he showed up during a War Games match. They filled
Yep.
the thing through smoke. There was a trap door. Here's the problem: they didn't tell the wrestlers that there was a trap door, and that's how the British Bulldog Davy Boy Smith injured his back because he landed on said door and screwed up his back and messed up his entire life because then he got hooked on other medications and stuff like that
Yep.
from what I recall. But that was all from that Warrior run because Hogan had to get that win back.
Yep. It's very sad. It's very sad.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Those are good. Two good shouts. All right. Cool.
Mhm.
My two, because you guys pitched ones that you've seen on TV. I'm gonna go one further and mention ones that I've seen in person, and it's very close. So the first one, it's between two matches. I kind of know which one I'm gonna choose. The first one is WrestleMania 32. It was the main event. Roman Reigns versus Triple H for the WWE Championship. That was an absolute slog. The whole pay-per-view was a majority of it was a slog. But that was it was the main event that no one wanted. Obviously the crowd was deflated. You know, everyone was around me. It was very quiet.
That was the 6-hour one, right? Wasn't that the long one where nobody was able to get home after it?
No, that's
that
New York.
That was
at that
2
one
years
as well.
later. That was 2 years later, I think.
That was with Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, and
gotcha.
That mania, yeah, that was Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, this one and the one after, which is WrestleMania 33 with Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. And yeah, obviously we all know about it. It was the chemistry was off between both of them. Undertaker was dying to have that match that made him right into the sunset, but it was an absolute travesty from both people, especially with Triple H and Roman Reigns. They did try to do their best, but it was the match that no one wanted. No one wanted Triple H as champion, and no one wanted to see Roman Reigns in the main event. But I think the one that I think I'm going to give it to is probably be Roman Reigns versus Triple H, simply because I got lied to, in terms of me being a part of history, in terms of
Oh.
the attendance record. They
Ah.
said it was 101,000, and ultimately it was only 80,000 people that was in there. So they lied to me.
Well, it's not the first time they lied to you. I really thought, even though it wasn't directly tied, I thought the once in a lifetime was where you were going with that, because you were there for that too.
Yeah, I was there for that one as well. Yeah, yeah, and I still, like a sucker, went for the twice in a lifetime. But yeah,
like, this is never gonna happen again the next year. I
gotta get to the end. That's what it got me.
Nothing is a bigger knife in the chest than the fact they're going, this was the plan all along. Which means
you rubbed it in. Motherfuckers, man.
I mean, at least with like 40 and 39, technically it was the original plan of Cody, Roman, then Rock wanted to stick himself in, then they pivoted back. So technically there was a pivot involved.
Yes. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is very true. This episode is brought to you by Wraith Energy. Wraith Energy is the perfect drink for gamers. It offers 200 milligrams of caffeine, 1,000 milligrams of taurine, antioxidants, amino acids, zero sugar. It gives me that extra edge to beat Roman Reigns on Legendary on 2K24. It also helps when I'm forced by Ben Allison to do videos for him about his love for soul. Just by using my promo code Chaos Wraith, you get 10% off your entire order. They have awesome flavors such as the Cosmo, the WTD, the Sour Apple, Gamer Bathwater, or my personal favorite, Porn Star. Hello, ladies. No clumps, no grainy aftertaste, just absolutely amazing. So use promo code Chaos Wraith right now and get 10% off your order. Thank you, Wraith, for sponsoring this video. But yeah, that one just simply because definitely Roman Reigns and Triple H, just because the pay-per-view itself wasn't that great. Go to see The Rock do the fastest Mania match in history, if you want to call that, and seeing him.
Was that the fastest one?
That was that. Yeah, that's
it was him and Rowan.
Was it faster? Yeah. Was it faster than the Cena Taker?
Yes,
I think so. Yes, yes, I believe so. Yes,
that's crazy.
You're including the segment beforehand with Wyatt family and Rock and Cena now, but the actual match was I think it was about 5 seconds or something like that.
I mean, another bad one. Lights Out, obviously, with LA Knight and not Lights Out. The pitch black Mountain Dew match.
Right. Yeah.
That's up there. Just as a simple fact that, like, the part that cracks me up with that is we knew going in this was a match designed to get the Bray Wyatt moreover. Yes. And what ended up happening was LA Knight, to me, is the one that really gained momentum from this thing. So I mean,
he's one of the lucky few that survived the, let's call it what it is, the Bray Wyatt curse, in terms of whoever works with him kind of doesn't really, benefit from it. But like, who knows? They may have both just been as good if obviously it wasn't the untimely passing of Bray Wyatt. We just never really got to see the end game, so God knows what they would have had planned.
How could we forget Eye for an Eye, Seth and Ray?
Sweet mother of God!
Oh my God! No, even better. Of that same year, the Money in the Bank match raced to the top of Titan Towers.
And then Baron Corbin committed double murder. Yeah.
And I gotta be honest. I give him credit again. This was during the pandemic, like we talked about. It was different. I will give them that. It was different when you're working with stuff, and really, it's the last match that'll ever take place in Titan Tower because they moved out of the building, so you can't get another Titan Tower match.
It definitely felt like something that you would play in like 2K or
yes,
Pain.
That's definitely a battle royale game. Like,
it definitely had that.
Hey, AEW Fight Forever, do that.
That. Nice.
on the $3 bin at Walmart.
If that,
I'll buy that now. I will buy it now. I was not gonna pay $60 for it when it first came out, but I seen it go down. I'm like, let's go down a little bit more, and I'm buying it.
I hope you're not crying right now.
Didn't somebody in the group chat say something along the lines of it was free, and somebody went, it still ain't worth it. It's not worth the storage space on the console for it, which is a shame. I mean, it's not a horrible game, but if you went into that game thinking, oh, this is going to be the equivalent of 2K, No, you don't
No,
have
no,
full
no.
entrances. It wasn't. But again, in fairness to the audience, this thing was hyped up. Like it
Yeah.
was very much hyped up. They spent a fortune with it, and then little by little, as it was taking longer and longer, little things were coming out. Going,
Yeah,
there's
like
not
they're
full
not doing
entrances.
this.
Not
Yeah, they're not
everybody has
doing
their
this.
music. It'll be a smaller roster. Like all this stuff started coming out, and it
It's
was like,
more like it's more should have been built like WrestleFest, like a WWF WrestleFest type thing. It's fun for a little bit to play with your friends and everything, but don't look for it to be 2K24. And I think that's where it ultimately failed
you know what to
because they were
remind
trying
me,
to do that.
know what to remind you of, and you guys would remember this. The first SmackDown. Because
Yes,
you remember the entrances, it was
yes.
the guys like
They
walking,
walk.
but with just a
They walk
Tron
behind
behind.
there.
But there was nothing. There was no entrance. There was no. It was a nameplate, and that was
It
it.
still
But
worked
like,
though.
it was better probably than the AEW one because they're at least they walked. This they just came out on the stage. If there was pyro, it was a puff, and then that was about it. Like there was nothing to it.
Like, some of them actually went on the imaginary turnbuckle and did their taunt. Some of them.
Yes.
The Rock.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, it was not. I mean, listen, it was a different time. The game, it is funny. I know this isn't about games, but like the stuff we saw in video games that were like at that time. I mean, there were bra and panty
And
matches
we were
in
just
games.
like,
Like it was just like remember that, and that was Here Comes the Pain, if I remember correctly, and it was which I argue Here Comes the Pain is probably the greatest wrestling game I've ever played.
It is. I played it every day.
If they remastered that. You remaster that and have community creations. No one's gonna buy any other wrestling game that's ever made until you shut down the servers. No one's gonna buy any other one.
Facts. Like I can understand the limitations from doing it, but surely there has to be a way. If they remake that, gangbusters. They will be making gangbusters.
That was I love that game.
Yeah, definitely. Just remove Chris Benoit out of the game, and then there you go. What was I gonna say? Yeah, another honorable mention.
It's honorable mention on a list of bad matches.
Street Profits versus the Viking Raiders. Another
Which
pandemic.
one?
Cinematic match?
It was kind of cinematic, and then they ended with them in the trash, and then a sea monster came out.
I remember what you're talking about. Yes, I do remember that when I tried to block that one out because they were the Street Raiders for a while. They became like they came to like a buddy cop flick out of nowhere,
and they started doing all these mini games like golf and bowling and shit. And then all of a sudden they started beefing, and then it just turned like I don't remember anything from that match. Except I remember someone had a bowling ball hit right in their crotch. And then like I said, they just randomly ended up in the dumpster, and then this thing came out, and then it went to black, and nothing after that.
Yeah,
it wasn't
that was the end of
meant
that.
to get on TV.
Everybody's back in Raw. Everybody's back in Raw the next week like nothing happened. Like,
there was WCW had I believe it was called Tower of Doom. It was Hogan against the Dungeon of Doom. And it was like a 3-tier stage. You remember this? Oh, wait. Oh, before
every
I forget.
Stage had a different level, had somebody in, so like you had the Taskmaster down here, then Luger Flair up here.
Yeah.
And it was the what was it called? It was the something against Hogan.
It was the Dungeon of Doom. I want to say it was the Tower of Doom, but I would have to
look.
The match
was called the Tower. The match was called the Tower of Doom, but it had like an alliance against Hogan. Like these guys were way ahead of the curve.
It was the end of Hulkamania Alliance or something to that effect.
Yeah. Wow.
There was another one, if I remember correctly, and I don't think it was the same match, but it was Hogan with the Giant, Paul White, and the match started out with 2 monster trucks on a roof.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then like Big Show or Paul White, the Giant, was like thrown off the building, like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Didn't he show up later in the show as well? Like it was uninjured.
The match continued.
Yeah.
When it eventually became a match in the ring, and was that the same one Hogan had the really bad toupee?
Yeah.
Okay. I just I mean, we've witnessed a lot of crap.
It's a lot of catastrophes, y'all. A lot.
Mainly in WCW, it seems. I mean, like
this was before Russo got there. That's
what I'm saying. I don't know how you guys tolerated that place.
It's stuff like that makes me like like Russo really wasn't that bad, y'all.
I mean, there's a reason why there's a rumor to this day that Vince sent Russo there to kill WCW. But you'll laugh at this. On the list of big men with the 300 pounds, I joked with Kobe pre-show. I went, could I technically use RoboCop? Because technically he did appear on a WCW pay-per-view and we qualify for the weight. Ripping off the door to save Sting at Capital Collision, I think it was. Just we've seen a lot of bad stuff. I mean, Judy Bagwell's a former WCW tag champ, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, don't remind me about that.
Yeah. This is not a match. Well, no, this will qualify. Let's go to TNA, when they thought it was a great idea to get Adam Pac-Man Jones, the suspended NFL player, to tag with Ron Killings for the tag titles. But legally, he wasn't allowed to touch or be touched by anybody. But somehow he's a former tag champ.
Yeah. I don't know. I need to watch that match to see how they got around with it, because I remember watching that like almost pretty much live.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
they made that happen, and it happened.
Yeah, it happened. I mean,
I'm not sure how long they had it, but yeah, that did happen.
It was about a month. Like R-Truth was taking care of people for a month by himself, and I think the last match he got to do a drop kick, and Pac-Man was out of there.
It really is insane.
They got called by Cincinnati.
when you look at R-Truth just in general, like that guy has literally wrestled everybody for the past 30 years and looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
It is amazing, like, of how many people he has wrestled and generations. Like, he's been in the ring with Dusty, Dustin, and Cody. I believe he's wrestled all three of them.
It is true what they say about us, bro. It is true. And he's a testament to that. You don't crack
at all.
I understand that, but his body holding up this long,
him and Bobby Lashley, them guys, they I don't know what they got a Lazarus pit. I think they literally got a Lazarus pit because they don't age. They're like Pharrell. They just don't age at all. It's weird.
Well, I said this on the Daily the other day with Jacob Fatu. Like, the dude was in a boot like 2 weeks ago. Now he's climbing up cages, doing moonsaults. Like, is he Wolverine?
He was wrestling with the boot. The boot don't mean nothing. The boot is formality.
That is such a, like, they are, the projection of the Samoan line is they're unstoppable. And moments like that and things like that, like, are just, like, Haku was another one where there's the legendary story that, like, I think it was him and his wife were in some domestic, I could be wrong, but it was like some fight and the cops show up and they mace him. And the alleged rumor is that he sucked in the pepper spray like nothing. Like, there's a reason why he's so legendary. And what was the other one? Oh, they asked one of his sons. They went, your father's like Haku. Like, you had to be like afraid growing up. And without, I don't remember which one said it. They went, we were more afraid of our mother. Like, how scary is that?
It was probably Tama. It was probably Tama. Tama Lord doesn't talk too much. Tama like, nah.
No, we good. We good.
Is anybody more like? Does that mean Haku was afraid of her? Like, that's like, like, how scary is that?
You never know.
In most families like this can go for black people too. The moms are always the ones to watch.
Oh yeah. Oh no, listen. Yeah, I was the same with my mother. Like, my mother, I was always more concerned with her temper than my dad. But yeah.
All they have to do is just drop that line. Look, I brought you into this world. I could take you out of it. You know what I mean? It's just that.
For me, it would just be a look. I would get a look and go, no.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about a look. Hey, my son knows about that. I just gotta give him that look, and he's just like,
He's like, you know what? I feel like my life's in there. Let me get out of here.
Exactly. Quick, while we're on the bloodline, we don't have to delve into it too long. Quickly, obviously, by looks of it, we're going to get the tag match as of this recording: Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns against Jacob Fatu and Solo. Blockbuster tag team match. I'm not gonna lie. I was one of these people, one of the guys that just basically said Roman Reigns working Bad Blood. He must be flipping mad. He's waiting for Survivor Series, but obviously not. They got their practically their co-main, because surely the main event is CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Sorry,
It
Soul.
should be.
Yeah.
It should be.
It should be. Were you guys also kind of surprised that he's working Bad Blood? Like, what's your thoughts on this? Go ahead, Anthony.
I gotta be honest. It's one of those weird situations where we're not technically on the road to WrestleMania, but we're technically on the road to Netflix.
Yeah.
And with that much money involved, and since Roman's been out since Mania, it would not surprise me he's working Bad Blood. It wouldn't surprise me that he's going to work the Saudi show because there's too much money involved for them not to. That I've always the Saudi shows always to me remind me of like a parent that rents a birthday clown. Like you're getting, this is what I want. I want this, and this on this show. And it's like it's AEW Tony Khan, but just I don't want the commitment of weekly TV. I just want one show, and that's kind of what the Saudi shows remind me of.
Well, it's kind of arguably washed off that stench. Like, obviously, we all knew it wasn't going to be like a variety show for
Yeah.
you know. But
originally it was, and I think after a while it's like, well, we don't want to have to keep on doing these one-offs out of nowhere, so we might as well just start.
You can't get your whole
Yeah.
let's work it into everything. Like just throw somebody random in there. Like, hey, they won't sit for this match. Go ahead, sit in this match.
Yeah.
Like, Chris Benoit ain't answering his phone, so he might as well bring people in. Like,
but yeah, it doesn't surprise me that he's working it. He's going to work Survivor Series. He'll probably work Rumble.
Yeah.
I don't think he works anything till Mania after. I would be very surprised if he works Chamber. I would be surprised. But then again, they might. Who knows? It's all with this bloodline story and what direction they want to go with it. Side note, like you mentioned about the Hell in a Cell, I think Punk should go over.
100%.
It's so.
It makes sense. Yeah, he goes over. He challenges Gunther at Survivor Series. Because after whatever Gunther's doing with Sammy, there's no real there's no real challenger other than Punk. He's the one that's like one of the biggest draws. He goes in, and who knows, maybe you somehow interject Seth Rollins into that. I don't know.
I gotta be honest. I don't think this would be a bad move. And as much as I enjoy Gunther as champion, I almost would be okay with Survivor Series because it's in Canada. Give Sammy the title. You want
to pull a Dean Ambrose. That's what you want to do.
No. To me, Sammy deserves the title, and I also enjoy the fact that like you could literally, if Gunther's entire run in WWE, that he only loses titles to either Dragunov or Sammy, that's pretty funny because somewhere down the road you could do a triple threat and build that up of going, we're the only two guys that have ever beaten you for a title. We're going to take whatever title he's holding at that time. Like, I think you could kind of do something with that. And you knew Sammy wasn't going to win it when he faced Roman.
Yeah.
There was no way that streak was going to end. And Gunther doesn't need to hold this for 1,200 days or another 600 days like he did with the Intercontinental.
He needs to be humbled. He definitely needs to be something. Needs to have like a short reign just to humble him, and then obviously make him. That will help evolve him into that. Down the line. Yeah. 100%.
But I definitely think you could do that. I think because here's the thing: if you go with Punk and you have him lose to Gunther, like if you have him win, then is he going to hold it until he loses it to Seth at Mania? Like they're going to go that route.
That's what I'm saying.
Would think.
I would say so.
They're definitely going Seth Punk. It was supposed to be a 40 before Punk got injured.
Yeah. I was 100%. I 100% think if they're gonna go Punk and Gunther, Punk has to go over, and then make him keep it until Mania. He finally gets his main event that he's always been banging on about. Win, lose, or draw, whatever. Then he gets his moment. He gets one of the nights. So do that. I'm fine with that.
The only thing is though, I don't know what type of backlash they would get with Punk going over Gunther. Because there'd be a portion of the audience that would probably have a problem with it.
Of course.
I personally don't. I would give it to Sammy over Punk, just because give him that moment. But as a whole, there's going to be people that complain. But I think at the same point, if Punk loses it to Seth, I think that's the olive branch if you want. Like, I'm here to do business. I don't have assuming that
Like
they go that route. I would assume that's the
here's
direction they
the
go.
changing of the real changing of the guard that really should have happened before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I can deal with that.
Fair dues. Fair
I'm
I
dues.
glad
can deal
you're
with
okay.
that.
I'm glad you're
Personally,
okay. Oh,
What about you,
here's
Drizzy? Go.
here's a side thing, and I want to get your take because obviously, Drizzy, you're on off the air.
mhm,
We had this conversation, Kobe and I, last night when they eventually do the TNA NXT Worlds Collide or whatever
yeah.
that's going to be, and when's the ideal time to actually do it? Now, this
mhm,
is my thought. I would do it Rumble weekend because with the talent in town, it removes the suspicion of, hey, Moose is in town.
mhm,
You could put these people in the Rumble if you want, and it's still a surprise because they're not out of place because they're there for the combined show
mhm.
anyway.
I was more so we've talked about this on there too as well. I've always wanted to do it around War Games weekend
Yeah.
because they're kind of sort of in town for I forget what show is about that time too, but
Mm-hmm.
they'll be in town anyway, and I also have my own way of booking that. But I just said the Rumble. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I just personally want because I want that. You got your main roster War Games match, then
Mm-hmm.
you have your TNA
Yeah.
versus NXT War Games matches.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the Rumble. That's not a bad idea.
Because I don't think they would do Mania because Mania is synonymous with
Yeah,
Stand and
that's way too
Deliver now.
big. That's way
It's
too big,
synonymous with
and yeah,
that. So
yeah,
like it's either you either do a SummerSlam, but I don't think you really want to do that. The Rumble made a lot of sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Survivor Series I think works too, but like the only reason I thought the Rumble was because you can kind of do surprises and it would be less obvious if so and so's in town
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. No,
And
that's a good shout. I think either Rumble or Survivor. Those are the 1-2 pay-per-views or PLEs that works where
There are
you
always
can definitely
pay-per-views
have.
to our age.
yeah,
It's almost like those two are like very high potential multiverse type
yep.
Yes.
hmm
pay-per-views where, like, as we've seen, obviously we've seen TNA show up at the Royal Rumble, and obviously
Mm-hmm.
with Survivor Series is versus who against who. So yeah, those are the only two that you can definitely have that multiverses vibe. So yeah, those are two good shouts. Mainly,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, it's too big, and there's other promotions doing other stuff on that.
Yeah,
It's
it's
too
like
much.
literally the entire wrestling
Yes,
community goes to the exact same place and run
Yes.
shows from that Monday to the following Monday. So
yep,
I mean, that's the thing. Like, although the suspicion wouldn't be there because, hey, these guys are in town anyway for Mania weekend,
mm,
it's not really needed because
no,
they're everywhere. Like, but the Rumble, Survivor Series, even SummerSlam, like it's not as obvious
no,
for people to, you know what I mean?
yeah, no, that's fair dues. That's fair dues. Um, what was I gonna say? All right, cool, fair enough. All right, so let's quickly move on, of course,
Hmm.
to our next topic, which is obviously involving entrance themes.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah.
obviously, we all know that the current theme makers are, of course, our favorites, Def Rebel.
Hmm.
They are up there with Jim Johnston,
Hmm.
and the CFOs clearly.
Mhm.
And there's obviously we here at Take It to the Table. We also kind of we also believe in we don't read the dirt sheets and all that kind of stuff, and we take anything that takes a grain of
And
salt. We
we
only
don't
do
do that
facts.
here.
We don't do that here.
It brings us down. We don't do that.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We're way above that stuff. So let's just talk about, obviously, hypothetically, in
Hmm.
hypothetical terms. I think that's a nice little loophole there.
Hmm.
If for whatever reason, Def Rebel says, you know what, we're good. We've had enough slack. We're good. As soon as our contract ends, we're gonna part ways. Um, and then obviously Triple H will be like, okay, yes, finally, now we can, you know, have a little dabble with, what I'm used to, which is obviously certain licensed music.
Hmm.
And not everyone gets licensed music, but obviously, someone would get back the, Slipknot or, Metallica
Somebody has
or
a bit
whatever.
of a cult of personality, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You're on the same vibe. So yeah, just so if we actually delved into that, I wanted to get your guys' opinions on who is in which who on the current roster is in a dire need for a new theme song, and what should be their ideal licensed song, if you will, if that makes sense. All right. So let's go with you, Anthony.
See, that's tough because, entrance music really makes or breaks a wrestler. Is the generation that grew up with Jim Johnson, which
Yeah.
he is just as responsible for Undertaker, The Rock, Austin getting as over as they were because of that music. They're synonymous with them. So it really does make or break. I don't really know off the top of my head of everyone hated the new music they gave Carlito. Everyone wants the Caribbean Cool music back.
Yes.
But as far as mainstream music wise, I don't really know, because in a weird way, Seth's music's still over. Everyone loves Burn It Down. Romans is liked. You're not going to change Punk's, because Punk's is beloved and that's already licensed. Drew's, everyone wants Broken Dreams back. So
and he got it for one night.
so as far as people that would really pop with music, I can't think of anybody that would really. I don't know who they would give it to. Because
I got one.
Oh,
I'm gonna give it. Let me see if this might ignite something. But this is coming from the top of my head. One person that people might like it. Some people, it's quite divisive. Carmelo Hayes.
Yes.
I feel like
absolutely.
He definitely needs a refresh.
Absolutely.
If you're going to get behind him, yeah.
And you know what absolutely sucks is his music was great. Mm-hmm. It was great. I had no issues with Carmelo's music until Trick got his own song.
Yes.
And when Trick got his, you're kind of looking like, yeah, we're gonna go with this one.
Oh my god! If he anyhow is in the Rumble next year, boy, hey,
oh my god!
Blow the roof off.
I gotta be honest, Naya's old theme, for weird, as bad as that original run was, I didn't hate it.
Most girls,
yeah,
it was alright.
The opening riff to it, I always thought was really kind of worked.
I did like her entrance as well, where it just it was on her eyes and then it just zoomed out.
Yeah,
I like that. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
But there've been so many great iconic themes over the years. Lita's was always one that I think we all loved. The Brood. I think we all the Brood.
Come on.
The Brood
that's a god tier song right there. God tier,
man. The Brood Test. Come on, man.
This is a test. Oh wait,
the original.
Talking about horrible themes. Do you remember the Union? Speaking of Test,
very seldomly. I didn't even know they had a theme until I heard it on No Mercy.
I think one of the greatest ones was William Regal's first run.
He's a
real man's man. The best part of that was, and you guys may have seen this because I believe it is on YouTube. Brian was in a match facing Regal.
I remember that.
And Brian talked the audio people to when Regal was coming down the ramp to cut his music off and play Real Man's Man, and you could see Regal breaking character.
He broke
kind of laughing.
You know what I mean? It's one of the most iconic things, which honestly, if he went, when they eventually put him in the Hall of Fame, I really kind of want them to play Real Man's Man just to mess with him.
He's got to leave to that. He has to leave to it.
Yeah. That is absolutely, the ECW theme is iconic to this day. WWF didn't have a theme. WCW didn't have a theme. They've had Raws and whatever, but that ECW theme, it. Hear it, you hear ECW chants in your head, even if there's nobody around. One that's really gotten over is Joe Hendry's theme. That's
I don't know how. I don't get it. It's actually jarring.
I'm just saying.
It's brainwashing. It brainwashes you.
It definitely does. The fact that it did well in the iTunes charts. I'm like, come on, man.
Speaking of somebody that needs new music, or go back to the old one, AJ Styles. The new one's horrible.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, it's absolute trash.
definitely.
100%. I wish they could actually go back to his or go get his TNA one.
I'm
I
sure
am.
they
I
can.
am. That one was hard.
Nope. Because TNA's hope when he comes home, when he goes on his retirement tour, and he
They're
comes back
holding
to
on to
TNA.
I gotta be honest with you. I think he's going to wrestle at Bound for Glory because I think he's retiring at Mania personally. So I think he would do Bound for Glory. I would have him against Josh Alexander. That's what I would do. If I'm TNA, you book him with Josh Alexander for Bound for Glory. Well, when he turned heel, everyone was hoping that he would get the heel TNA music.
Yeah,
whatever. Evil Ways, because Evil Ways, that's a licensed song. Yes.
Yeah.
There
so
you go,
like
then.
that would have been the logical one. Like if I was going to name someone, give him Evil Ways.
Yeah.
Then at this point, like he hasn't been around. Like, is he coming back as a heel or a face? We don't even know.
I don't know. I mean, he faced Cody during the Germany tour, which then didn't make that weird.
For their Brock Lesnar schedule.
Listen, this theme song probably never should have gotten over, but if you hear it, you immediately sing along with it. Big Show's theme.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Mark Henry sexual chocolate theme to this day. Everyone.
It's like the one that I hate right now is Sheamus's new one.
Oh
yeah.
So I need Lobster Head back. I know it is a CFO song. They brought it back for a little bit when he returned. And I pop like if you see me on Twitter, I pop like it's a shame. It's like we need that.
Oh, talking about heads, flipping D'Lo Brown. Hey,
you better recognize.
He kick your sorry ass on the street.
It was that. I loved when he would come out with the European title. And he'd be. Was it him or Al Snow was announced at a different European? It was Al Snow announced at a different European city every time he came out.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like D'Lo as European champion just felt right.
Yes.
Although
going back to my Carmelo Hayes thing, I got a perfect license song for him. I don't know why, but maybe Drizzy could probably attest to this. Jay-Z and Kanye in Paris.
Ah, yes,
that would work.
Yes,
both motherfuckers trying to find me. Yeah.
Yes. He needs something like that, something like along those lines. Even Otis, No Church in the West. If had any song from that album. Any song from that album would be perfect for him on there.
Yes, definitely. No Church in the Wild. That would, no. You know who that will work for? Hangman Adam Page.
Yes. I feel like Hangman needs like some old, he need like a Johnny Cash Hurt type thing or something.
Yes. Johnny,
If Tiffany cashes in on Naya, do you play Gold Digger?
Oh my god. Tiffany would probably be another one that would benefit from a licensed music, because even in NXT it was an issue. Her theme songs don't match her. Like nothing about her matches. She's a pretty girl that's strong and athletic, that has the most egregious music. Like, just give her something licensed at this point.
Would Jay could easily get a Beyonce song or something to that effect. Like,
Jay, I do it with Jay now while she's still new, because her music really hasn't hit to a point where, unless it was her AEW theme. I do think her AEW theme is way better than the current thing she has now. But just something like along those Beyonce, Meg Thee Stallion, and Naomi as well.
Yeah. Bianca could probably benefit from that as a refresh.
Maybe if Bianca goes heel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think Bianca's music is way too iconic to change at this moment in time.
She needs a hot girl song, like a Megan Thee Stallion song or something, or like Glorilla.
I know.
Glorilla. They're from Tennessee and everything. That would be perfect.
There you go. Yeah.
You know who's Austin Theory's probably going to get new theme music whenever they finally pull the trigger and turn him face. He'll probably get some new music, I would guess.
Yeah. They're taking a long time with that shit. It's kind of weird.
It's an incredibly slow burn at this point. It's
It's those taking their time to tell stories. Some stories just take too long.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sometimes you leave it in the oven too long, and you've left it in the oven too long at this point. No one
Yeah.
cares. Because by the time it comes out, they're like, "I'm ready to leave. I don't need
I'm not hungry anymore.
now."
I don't want to eat it. I'm not hungry.
It said toast at 350 for 15 minutes. You've had it in there for an hour and a half.
Yep.
Like, what did you expect was going to happen? But just
Yeah,
you know,
they need to speed it up. 100%. Okay.
I could totally see Chelsea getting a fun song because Chelsea,
you like Chelsea and Katy Perry type thing, or
yeah,
something like that.
I could see her coming out the fireworks if she wins the women's title.
Yeah. Piper Niven, I don't know what she would get.
You mean the former Dewdrop?
Which I
gotta be honest, you missed the boat not giving her a tag partner named Skittles.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, that's like somebody said that WWF missed the boat not having a tag team with the Undertaker and IRS calling it Death and Taxes.
That
was sick. That's
a good one.
That is a good one. Yeah, I mean, we could be on this all day. I might have to revisit this at some point. But yeah, no, my pick definitely Carmelo Hayes in Paris or anything from the Watch the Throne album.
Yes.
I think he's definitely someone that's in dire. He needs to match up with Trick. You can't let Trick Williams on NXT, which is arguably the developmental brand, have a harder theme song than you're on the main roster, flipping facing Andrade 6 times a week and losing half of them.
You got to think about it though. Like licensing music is expensive to do.
Depending on what you get.
Don't be like AEW and getting like the final countdown that you can only use 4 times a year because it costs like 3 wrestler salaries.
Yeah. Like sorry, Nyla, we were going to use you, but you're out for 6 months.
Daniel's got to come out for this match next week.
Daniel's got to come. Yeah, essentially. But like, really, I think you're trying to replace a legend in Jim Johnson. Like that man made everybody's theme and made a difference. And I understand that's not easy to do. It's not easy to get the next Jim Johnson. I get it. But like that has to be the end goal there, to find the heir apparent, that somebody that you could have. I would say bring Jim Johnson back, but I think he's in his 70s.
I wouldn't try to bring back Jim Johnson. I just like
he deserves a whole.
You're not gonna get that type of level anymore. So you're gonna have to like just pivot and just be like, you know what? We're not looking for another Jim Johnson. We're just trying to make these songs original and good. Like what's going on in AEW. Mikey Ruckus does a great job with those themes in there. The Best Friends theme, the Lucha Brothers theme, like they have some really good ones.
Even if they got not just one person, but if they had like, let's say 3 people on retainer or 3 groups on retainer to kind of pick from for different talent. You know what I mean? Like that's what I think they really need, because if and let that kind of work out. But yeah, for licensed talent, Punk obviously justifies that. But like some other people, I don't know. Like Orton's theme's iconic, so you're not really going to change it.
You're not changing that.
Even though they almost did. They almost did for his return.
My favorite is the fact that like he hates Burn in My Light. And like everyone else loves it, which is probably the funniest part. Like he's like, I hate that song. And we're all like, no, we love Burn in Our Light.
Hey,
so
nothing you can say.
Like it fits for that. It fits for that.
Listen, you had Pyro. The Pyro was iconic.
Oh, that was
rain pyro.
The rain pyro.
That was hard.
Yeah.
That was hard.
But there's been iconic themes. Like, I mean, granted, He Who Shall Not Be Named had licensed music at one point, and that was, you know what I'm talking about. Was it Our Lady of Peace? Was it?
Yeah. I think it was that.
Yeah. But do you remember, speaking of bad music, do you remember when they did one of the albums? It was the what the hell was it? Was it the rap? It wasn't Ruthless Aggression. I think it was like the one before. It was like the rap one where they all came out with like rap themes and stuff like that. You know what I'm
And
talking about.
they had like the R&B joints and everything too.
Yes,
Like
but
put
it
a
wasn't.
little ass on it.
Yeah, but like remember, like I forget who it was. Like one of them came out to it and was
Oh my
like,
god.
and went in the back after the match and went, I understand you're trying to sell the album. I don't want that played. Give me my regular music. Like it was The Rock. That's right. It
I
was The
feel like
Rock.
it was the Rock and Method Man. I think
It was The Rock and Method Man.
it
Like
just doesn't fit.
because
Yeah.
he came out and he's like he went in the back. He's like, I don't care. Never play that again. Even DSD did it, and everyone's like, no.
Because they had it for a while too. It was
Well, Run
it was
DMC.
them and Run DMC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the album though. I gotta look.
I don't know. Yeah, look that one up.
In the meantime, another one, a huge shout out. Rob Conway. Take
Hey, just a sight to see. Yeah.
Was it Forcible Entry?
It might have been.
Familiar.
It may have been something along those lines.
Spotify. I'm pretty sure it's on Spotify.
I don't think it's that. Was it Aggression?
No,
it was Aggression. It was Aggression. It was WWF Aggression.
Oh,
because Forcible Entry had Limp Bizkit, and I don't think
was that the one.
Oh
that
yeah,
had
here we go.
Austin
Yeah, it is.
PLD and everything.
Had Wreck. Mankind's theme was Cool Keith and Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah.
Big Show's theme was Mac 10 and MC8. What the fuck? And then Vince McMahon, he got Redman, Peanut Butter Wolf, and Helter Skelter.
Listen, in on all fairness, No Chance in Hell fit him perfectly. I'm sorry. That is the theme song.
Obviously, I can't play these right now because YouTube.
No, of course, obviously, we don't want to get banned.
Because YouTube will say we don't do that yet.
Oh my god!
We can only say that one more time before Marvel strikes us.
Exactly.
They said I only got one. I'm gonna use it good.
Ice-T did Godfather's theme. All right, that I can imagine
that makes sense.
Mystical made the Triple H's theme.
I think I remember that one.
If you remember that WrestleMania 2000, Ice-T came out.
Yes, he did.
Singing for the Godfather for his entrance.
Yeah. Wow, I got to listen to this later. Definitely. Oh yeah, and obviously Stone Cold. I remember this one. I remember Stone Cold's one. He had Snoop Dogg and WC.
Yeah, why would that now? Like, why would you change his iconic theme for that?
They tried to change it so many times. Like, we got to do something else. Like, nope.
Well, remember one time for one of the other albums, Jericho came out King of the World.
That was a hard theme, though.
No, I know, but like it fit.
Yeah.
But like that was one time like an iconic theme was changed.
There was that, and Don't You Wish You Were Me.
Don't you wish you were me? No. Stop. Like, right? No. That was terrible. Wait, where's my reply? Wait, here we go. Yeah, I'm good, bro. But yeah, fair enough. So yeah, there's a lot of people that had some iconic ones, and obviously a couple stinkers, and that deserve some licensed music. But obviously, more importantly, what do you think in the comments below? Who you think deserves, or could you imagine have licensed music that is in dire need of a new one in the current roster? All right, and let's just wrap this up quickly with a quick game of Guess the Wrestler. You guys ready up for that? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So obviously, before I get to that, let's just run the intro, shall we?
What is your budget for this show? Because
it's way more the budget than mine.
Well, I don't have no budget because you keep burning the tables, Anthony. God damn it.
Well.
So Anthony is the reason why I don't have a cool intro.
I don't have a cool intro either.
It's just me, Clark, and Shad, just like, hey, it's us, guys. Welcome back.
Please forward all your complaints to Ben Allison. That's all I can say.
I honestly think
write me an angry letter.
I honestly think he just invites us on the show to show off his graphics.
Out of 10, how would you rate it? No. But no, so yeah, no, we come to the gaming part of the show, which is obviously Guess the Wrestler, 20 questions. Obviously, you guys
Mm-hmm.
I have 20 questions to ask. I give you a yes or no answer. You guys can obviously guess who it is at any time, but you get one shot. And
It's wrestling,
yeah,
not games.
no games, no pay-per-views. This is
Okay,
guess
so we're
or
good.
wrestling.
We can take you out. This is not. Is it Crush Hour? Don't answer that question.
Don't ask that question. No, all wrestling related. So yeah, yeah. I guess that's all you need to know. So yeah, start with your first question, guys.
All right, Jersey, you want to
All
start or you want me
right.
to start?
Is this a male?
Yes.
Okay.
In this
Well,
day and age, that very varies, but yeah, no, he's right. Sorry.
Do they identify that? There we go. That would have been better. That would have been the better way to ask that.
That's not the question. We don't need
That's the
two.
question.
We don't need two. All right. Did this person wrestle in the 90s?
Yes.
Hmm. Ooh, let's see. Did this wrestler wrestle in WCW between 96 and 2000?
Um. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Is this person still wrestling?
No.
Okay.
Does this wrestler wear face paint?
No. That's 5 questions.
Okay.
Well, then we know it's not Sting.
Yeah.
All right, and he's not still wrestling, so it's not Jericho.
Is this wrestler from America?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Did this wrestler play football?
No.
That cuts out a couple of them actually.
Yeah.
Is this wrestler a former member of the Four Horsemen?
No.
Okay.
Did this wrestler wrestle in WWE after WCW closed?
No.
So, which means their career ended in WCW. Right, Driz? That would be my thought.
Yeah. I'm trying to sit there and rack my brain on that one actually.
Because that eliminates a lot of names.
It does. Well, has this wrestler wrestled for ECW?
Have they worked for ECW?
Yes.
No. That's 10.
Okay.
Was this wrestler a former tag champ in WCW?
Bear with me 2 seconds. Sorry. No.
Okay.
I was thinking Stevie Ray, but it's definitely not Stevie Ray now.
Yeah, you take tag titles out of it. It cuts a lot. Actually, it cuts my next question out. Actually, damn. Was this wrestler a member of the NWO?
No.
But with that's a real deep cut because who wasn't a member of the NWO?
That actually shakes it out a lot. But
was this wrestler ever a world champion in WCW?
No.
I believe it. Hogan was around.
He thought he was lingering.
That's it. Doesn't work for me, brother. Let's see. I don't know.
No ECW, no WWF.
ECW. We're dealing strictly with that 96 to 2000 of non NWO members, and he's from America.
And you can't go Piper because Piper did appear in WWE after.
Yeah.
So did Scott Hall. So did Kevin Nash. But that's the NWO.
They're all NWO members.
DDP appeared WWE. So that's Sting did, which we already knew because of the face paint.
So it's got to be somebody really obscure.
It's not Ray because Ray's still wrestling.
And they didn't go to ECW afterwards either, so it takes out Raven and that band and Douglas and them.
Kidman's gone. Perry Saturn's gone. Shane Douglas was eliminated by the ECW part.
Yeah, and so was Raven. So was Malenko went to WWE. Benoit went to WWE.
So did Vader. Bagwell did.
Flair's a WWE as a champion.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a tough one.
There is one name, but I don't want. Does this person have a podcast or involved in a podcast?
Not that I know of.
Shit, there goes Disco. Ooh.
He's from America, damn.
Oh, he did the American part.
Yeah.
Because I was almost thinking Alex Wright, but that wouldn't fit.
Well, that's where I was leaning at first too, was the cruiserweights and Conan and stuff. But is this wrestler still alive?
Yes.
Okay.
There goes Macho.
Macho's the world champ, and that takes out Taskmaster.
I doubt it's Van Hammer.
And they said he wasn't a tag champ. He was a tag champion. He wasn't a tag champ, so that takes out Ming and the Barbarian.
Okay. What the hell was it? Was it Misfits in Action? Was the Van Hammer stable, right?
That was Hugh Morris.
But Van Hammer was in that group.
He may have been toward the end of it, I think.
Yeah, because it wasn't he Sergeant, whatever the hell was his name? It was Sergeant something or other.
There was General Erection, Lieutenant Loco, Corporal Cajun. That might have been the other person.
Because my question was going to be, was he a member of that stable?
Was this person a member of the Dungeon of Doom?
Is that a question?
Yes.
No.
How many questions we got left?
You got 4.
Shit. Okay. So it leaves cruiserweights. It leaves that small handful of cruiserweights. It possibly leaves the natural born thrillers.
Lash LaRue would technically qualify.
He's not American. Well, yeah, he is American.
Yeah, he's from New Orleans, isn't he?
It's on the map.
It's on the map. That'll win us. That'll win us some audience. Was this person in a stable in WCW?
Yes.
And we know it's male. Could it be Lash?
No cheating.
There's a possible chance of Lash LaRue, or it very well may be a Van Hammer. But Brian Clark and them were tag champs.
What about Vampiro?
American.
That's right. He's Canadian. Yeah. So that's not him.
Is Norman Smiley American?
Sorry, Driz. Are you saying that? Did I say that they were former tag team champs?
Yes.
No, I'm sure I said no.
Oh, they're not former tag champs.
They never won
that's right.
champions.
That's what I said. That eliminates Stevie Ray.
It eliminates a lot of them actually.
Eliminates Rick Steiner.
The Steiners in general. The Steiners are gone. It actually gets rid of a lot of people.
Chris Canyon's not there because he appeared in WWE. Disco's eliminated because he said they don't have a podcast. Conan's eliminated. Podcast. Medusa's out.
For sure. For sure, off the top of my head, I can sit there and go with Lash LaRue and Van Hammer as ones that it should possibly be. Maybe Prince Iakea.
Prince Iakea is a deep cut.
Yeah, a really deep one.
How many questions do we have left?
3 and then an answer.
Okay. Anthony was Ice Train a tag champ?
I don't know, but what about Glacier?
That's a possible. That's a possible one. Actually, that's a really good one. Would Mortis count or would Canyon?
Canyon appeared in WWE, so I think that would. This is not a question, but a gimmick. It's the wrestler itself, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not that much of an asshole.
No, I just was looking for clarification.
Well, because I would have done that. Let's see.
And you said they weren't in a stable?
They were.
They were.
They weren't
in a stable, but they weren't tag champs.
Well, then I don't think Glacier was in a stable, was he?
He wasn't. That's why he fits. And possibly Ernest the Cat Miller.
I'm so tempted to ask this wrestler like James Brown.
Is this wrestler a karate expert in any way, form, or fashion?
No.
Well, somebody's not calling that mama.
So then it takes us back to Lash LaRue and Van Hammer. And...
Yeah. This is such a specific question if I asked it. If I asked, did William Regal knock this person out? That eliminates Van Hammer. But that's so on the nose. How opposed are you to that specific question, Chaos? Are you opposed to questions like that or no, just in general?
If I know the answer, then I can give it to you. But yeah, I just say
no. That's what I'm saying. Like, because that's so on the nose. But we could be way far off here. It could be Jerry. Yeah. It could be Jerry Flynn.
It could be Brad Armstrong for all we know.
Oh no, wait, no, he got eliminated by the karate thing. So all right, never mind.
It could be Brad Armstrong.
Wait a minute, the karate thing eliminates Glacier too.
Yep.
Was this wrestler a cruiserweight?
Is Norman Smiley American?
I don't think he is. Or maybe he is. I don't know. But the cruiserweight question.
Yeah, the cruiserweight question is the official question.
No.
Well,
No.
Now we're really screwed. Are we down the Van Hammer at this point?
It's from process eliminated. It sounds like Van Hammer.
Go one question and an answer.
How often do people actually get this?
How often?
Normally, I knock these out of the park. Normally, I knock these out of the park. This one's just it's tough. This is a tough one. He went deep.
We narrowed it down to WCW, so we
I would laugh if it's not even WCW at all. He just went down this weird rabbit hole. I'm joking.
You said they didn't go to WWE.
I'm playing.
Oh God! If we would ask, they show up in TNA, we're screwed. Because at that point, it's like
that opens it back up again.
45 questions later, we don't know.
No. And he wasn't. Anthony, you remember Lenny Lane
I do.
or Lodi? Do you remember those two?
Yeah, I do
Were they tag
remember
champs?
them. They may have towards the Russo era. They might have.
Okay.
I know they tagged. I just don't know if they held the tag titles. But like, even if it's that, which one?
Does
And Prince AK has been eliminated because the
he's
cruiserweight.
not cruiserweight? So they give us 3: Lenny Lane, Lodi, and Van Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
What question does eliminate 2 of them? You want me to go ahead and ask it, or do we want to?
Listen, I think we should use up any questions we have because at this point we're stuck.
Was this wrestler a member of Raven's flock in any formation?
Yes.
Damn it.
Oh. All right. So Kidman's out. Saturn's out.
It's all 3. It takes out Lenny Lane out of my elimination, so it leaves Van Hammer and Lodi.
But Lodi was a member of the flock.
Yeah, he said he was a member of the flock.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well,
so it leaves Van Hammer and Lodi.
We're back to the Van Hammer and Lodi.
He's gonna be your answer now, guys.
Well, they both begin with L's. Driz my.
I'm good with going with.
Lodi?
I'm good with going with Van Hammer if you think it's Van Hammer.
I'm torn now.
The fact that we got this far into it, just I'm satisfied with the win at this point. So,
all right,
I'm satisfied because if we definitely, if it's not one, it's the other.
Or he's just going to tell us we're wrong altogether.
Hey, we went down a rabbit hole. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Shoot. Lodi was not a cruiserweight, right? Driz?
Technically, no. He was more of a manager at first.
No, I'm just asking if that narrows us down at all.
I think so.
So you want to go to Van Hammer?
Yeah, let's go Van Hammer.
All right.
Final answer.
We'll go Van Hammer.
Yes, you guys are correct. It's Van Hammer. How the fuck? God damn. Yes, Van Hammer.
We grinded that thing down.
Grind.
I really wanted to ask whether or not, because I couldn't. I think it was Misfits in Action, and I believe he was a member of Misfits in Action.
I think he was too.
I was going to ask that question, but that would have put us back down the Lash LaRue Van Hammer.
Yeah, it's like once we got rid of Lash LaRue, and then we pulled out these other L name people. Like, Jesus Christ.
Listen, this could have all been solved with did William Regal knock one of these guys out? That would have instantly.
It definitely would have.
I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't even know. The only reason I brought this guy up is because literally Drizzy mentioned this guy's name right at the beginning of the episode, and I was just like, okay. Who is this Van Hammer? I was just like, okay,
Van Hammer lives. The story of Van Hammer lives to be told another day.
I'm sure. I'm just reading some of his stuff, and this guy is the most unlucky.
I can't believe we pulled that out.
I mean, yeah.
Add that to my list. Chaos has been trying to get me since I got on here.
I've never seen a guy that has so many championship matches and just loses all of them. It is actually insane.
He was the solo Sikoa of WCW.
He doesn't win titles. He wins freedom. That's all he wins. He's won one match of consequence, and that was when he won the freedom of the flock.
Regal
he was a part of it.
Regal tells a great story where it was a DDP Christmas party, and apparently Van Hammer was a bit belligerent, according to Regal. And he didn't he knock him out, if I remember correctly, Drizzy, or my I think he said he grabbed him on the throat and like pushed him against the wall like a cartoon character. And then like later on, like he tried to make a jump at Regal and ran into the wall. Like, wasn't that part of the story too?
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it's a wild one.
There's been a number of versions of the story told.
It's crazy. I'm seeing right now he went on a 42-0 record winning streak on both house shows and television before finally getting his streak ended by Cactus Jack at Clash of Champions.
I didn't realize he went back that far back.
Yeah.
And then he was obviously with WCW until 94.
Then 94.
And then but obviously he was taped way in advance, and then but he was in WWF in 93. And then he went back to WCW. That's when he joined the Flock.
Yeah.
Then he went in Misfits in Action. And then he ultimately left in when obviously they closed.
Probably
and then,
01, yeah.
And then he took a brief hiatus, and then he went to wrestle for Maryland Championship Wrestling up until 2009, that's when he retired.
Yep.
Wow, he wrestled another 8 years after WCW.
That's a long career.
That is
a real long career.
Yeah. He debuted in 91, retired 2009. So yeah, not bad.
Yeah, that's a nice run.
Yeah.
Fair dues. Oh, he also got an award for most embarrassing wrestler, in 1991 by the Wrestling Observer. Do with that what you will.
Nobody listens to that guy.
You mean he didn't get 7 stars? Should have happened in Japan.
Should happen in Japan, definitely. Oh, well, you got there in the end. I mean, that was a very fascinating way of getting there. I've never seen
Pulling out another one.
Did you think we were going to pull that one off?
No, because I can say it was a deep cut. I thought the thing is, you kept on mentioning his name throughout the game, and I was like, they're not going to. No way, are they going to get it? So yeah, fair play. Yeah, you guys killed it. Well, yeah, congratulations, guys. Hope you guys that's been watching it also joined in and somehow got it. I doubt it, because that is a deep cut. I never heard of this guy before until today. So yeah, it's very thank you very much. But yeah, obviously, huge shout out to Anthony, huge shout out to Drizzy. Thank you for joining us at the table. As like I said before, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, I have been your host, Chaos. He has been Anthony, and down below has been Drizzy. Until next time, guys. Peace. Woo.
It's chaos.